Welcome back to the ANKast. It's been a long one. Yeah, a very long one.
Yeah, we have improved our quality.
I like the fact that we mentioned in our last one, I'm pretty sure, that we are so inconsistent with our videos that it could be next month or like next year, and then it just happens.
Yeah, it just so happens.
It happens to be like next year, literally.
Yeah, just whenever. All right, so I think your first topic, Justice, was the Travis Scott concert situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like everyone's talking about it. I think it's just could have been avoided.
I mean, yeah, it looks like the main thing about it is, to me, when I see those videos and stuff, and I'm sure people have seen the videos. If you haven't, look it up. They're all over the internet, all over YouTube, all that type of shit. But it just looks like they could have made. I can see areas where they had like particular people outside of the gates, where like film crew or whatever could be.
Yeah.
They could have easily just had a different route so that there could have been more room.
They could have extended the gates.
Yeah.
It's just like, and Travis Scott could have stopped the concert for a little bit, like gotten the people out.
Yeah.
And then like started it up again.
Yeah.
And then like just say like everybody needs to take a water break. Like I can tell this isn't like working.
Yeah.
Like, like just like a simple
go, like fucking hydrate. Like
doesn't have to be like a whole like like evacuation or anything. It's just like guys, spread out.
It could have simply been avoided easily.
The thing that fucks with me is that watching the videos, the actual like live concerts, like all the stuff from Instagram, it made it obvious that Travis knew exactly what was going on. He saw ambulances. He even he was like, whoa, 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 when he saw the ambulances stuff pulling up. But then not even minutes later, Drake comes out, and then they just go back to normal.
Yep.
Just like it's nothing.
Nothing's going on. And his apology video, one of the fakest things I think I've ever seen. We're staying so connected. we're working closely with the families and the people involved, and we're just working so close.
Yeah, it just looks like it just woke up.
Like, dude, yeah, like he was just taking a nap. He was like, go sleep this one off.
Yeah, his fucking agent just like calls him up. It's like, hey man, big controversy. People died last night. You're gonna have to say something.
Yeah. He's like,
get my phone, man.
Give me a break. These people aren't worth my time.
Yeah.
Big deal.
And I'm reading
Twitter exactly.
Yeah, he wrote, I'm absolutely devastated
by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival.
Yeah.
Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life. I am committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support the families in need. Thank you to the Houston PD, Fire Department, and NRG Park for their immediate response and support. Love you all.
You know what gets me too?
Response and support that he clearly helped them and allowed to be like 100% easier.
That foot, when I read that
being like twerked on,
that gives me the impression that he doesn't know.
By the fucking concert goers, they were literally like carrying it on a gurney, dude.
Yeah,
carrying a guy on a gurney, and the people were like, "Yeah," like it's ridiculous.
Like reading this, it sounds like he doesn't even know what happened.
I don't even know. It's just it pisses me off because it
could have been avoided. Yeah.
You know, like he says, Houston PD, Fire Department, and all that. It's like he literally.
It's just like, dude, why did this even happen?
The dude
just like unreasonable, illogical shit.
Yeah, what gets me though, right, is it really does just look like he didn't look into what happened at all, and then he just started listing off all the possible people who could have been there to help everyone. Like he had no idea that people had heart attacks, or he had no idea that people were getting, too close to each other. He literally just woke up and was like, something happened. I imagine somebody got into a fight, or some fire went out, or something. You know what I mean? He literally just started listing off all the things that could have possibly happened without even looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing against Travis Scott. I don't listen to his music, and I don't follow him or nothing. It's a clean slate. But he genuinely, in this specific moment, looks like the type of person who was told to say something and has no fucking idea what's going on.
Yep. He was told by his lawyers.
Yeah.
Like that statement on fucking Twitter.
Yeah, like It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like somebody who, and you can tell he had been planning this stuff for a while. Like he was ready for Astroworld since day one. Fucking, but how exactly did he not expect there to be that many people there?
Well, he had a certain amount of tickets, so it's like they know how many.
Yeah.
Also, like
that's even
know,
worse.
And they're supposed to know how much how many like square feet they
especially
have.
with COVID, aren't there like social distancing rules that they still have to follow?
Yeah, they probably had to bring their like COVID card or whatever, but it's still a thing of people were. When I saw the videos that I saw some people look like their chest cavities were being crushed. They were so close together.
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. Like
that's two-pack. That's simply they literally were just like, you know what? Fuck it. Sell as many tickets as you can. Don't think about the space.
I'm not saying for or against social distancing, but it's like pretty sure there's still a lot of places that do that. You'd figure that would also be a thing that they'd have to factor into like.
I feel like just also, I don't know. My whole stance on that whole thing.
Of this happening than there is, or there's a larger percentage of it not happening than there is of it happening. I feel like.
And videos show that they were literally walking up to the crew up there, like behind stage, like the camera crew, and telling them, "Hey, stop! Things are going on. People are dying." And they just complained and told them to get off the set.
He was literally like, got back on his camera.
Like that is insane to me that that's happening. You guys want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, what did you have to talk about?
I had to look into this. There's a situation where Europol, and as you know, there's a bunch of cracking down on ransomware groups, but 7 people who were linked to one of them's one of the biggest known out there to be, a ransomware group, and that's REvil, or as I call it, Russian evil. And then there's Grandcrab. Grandcrab is not that big of a deal. Grandcrab kind of died out. But, yeah. REvil, however, had been going strong. So, it reads, on Monday, they announced that law enforcement agencies, several countries, arrested a total of 7 people, but this is weird to me, allegedly linked to REvil and Grandcrab. So, they're not even sure, or that maybe this Edward Kovacs guy who wrote this article has no fucking idea if they're even tied to it. So they were apparently in South Korea, 2 in Romania, and 1 in some other European country that they haven't named.
Who were their targets?
They target companies. So, like any company that has vulnerabilities on their system, they try to infect them with ransomware so that they'll have to pay.
Did they attack specific vulnerabilities, or like just any that they can find? Like,
I'm sure there's specific ones, but I don't know the list of the ones that they do. Yeah. See, like DarkSide, for example, and I'm sure people heard this because of the pipeline attack that happened in the U.S. That was done by DarkSide, and they were apparently linked to REvil as well. And they're offering up to $10 million for information. DarkSide is around. I think they changed names. Now they're like Black Matter or something. But the U.S. government is offering up to $10 million for information to the DarkSide gang. The thing that gets me with this ransomware situation is that the crackdown isn't doing much. They claim that they went to Russia and was like, hey man, can you help us out in getting rid of these, criminals? But the way that Russia works is that, at least from my understanding at least, is that there's nothing against them doing cybercrime in Russia as long as they don't do it to Russia. If they attack like the US or, I don't know, some other country, they just turn a blind eye most of the time.
Yeah, they've never given a shit.
Yeah. It's more of a thing of, as long as you're not attacking your own country, they don't care. Which is a big deal in the cyber world, because you got to take into account, you're connected to everywhere. You're not just connected to just Russia when you're in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's still the internet.
Yeah.
Unless you're China.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have all their censorship and such.
And I can confirm, I've looked at the website. I have a list of all the ransomware websites that belong to all the ransomware groups. I've got like 20 or 30 of them. I went to the REvil site that they usually have up for all the data that's being leaked, and it just gives you an Nginx error, as in like their web server is down, like it's having errors. I might put that on screen, like a photo of that, and yeah, just you can tell something's going down directly at the servers they own. That or they shut them down themselves, which is possible.
Either they're being so you're saying either they're being attacked, or
yeah,
they're moving, or they're down for whatever reason.
Yeah, and I heard rumors before this whole like thing went out that REvil ransomware is being shut down by the law enforcement as soon as a month ago. Like they had been going at it.
Federal agencies in the U.S.
U.S. and in Russia.
Damn, Russia's cracking down on it.
Yeah, the only reason they're cracking down on it is because the U.S. Biden came up to him and was like, "Hey, man, help."
Hip, please.
Help us, please. We do not. We cannot find him.
The actual law enforcement operation that's doing this is called Gold Dust, which involves 17 countries.
Which ones?
Doesn't really say. I need to look into that, but at some point,
probably guess a few. It's probably UK, France, US, South Korea, maybe.
I'd say Poland. I'd say Poland, Kuwait, Romania, South Korea, the US, obviously, Russia.
You think Kuwait?
Yeah, I don't know how to actually say the word, so excuse me if I'm not pronouncing it right. Kuwait.
Yeah, it's Kuwait.
It's like,
okay.
Like it, yeah.
But I'm sure you guys have heard the situation with the pipeline attack. Like that was a thing that was big because gas prices went up.
Gas prices are still up, man. I'm paying $3.59 for a gallon.
Ooh.
The motherfucking Indian dude up here at this gas station fucking keeps upping it. He just keeps going. It's fucking $3.70 now.
It's like $3.10 here.
I'm telling you, man, these gas prices fucking shit up.
Dude,
we're
Maryland's the cheapest state.
We're like right along where everything comes from though. So
yeah, well, fuck you, pal.
I'm basically done with my topic, but we can go on to talk about anything else you guys want to talk about.
Dude, but it's still it's still higher than, of course, like it was before. Like it was like
I'll buy a lot. It's impressive how much it changed. I think that, to be honest with you, and I think it's possible. I don't know if there's like restrictions or something. I doubt there is, but it seems like gas stations are exploiting the raise and realizing that people will pay no matter what for the gas right now.
Well,
and they just keep upping
it.
Yeah, like I don't think it's such a lack of like gasoline or like refineries.
Fuel.
Yeah.
Whenever Trump was in office, we were using our oil reserves, and that's what the pipeline was for.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever Biden switched to Biden, he shut the pipeline off, stopped using our oil reserves, and we started buying more foreign oil.
Yeah.
See, what's the that's not like
because our oil's for our military, Timmy. That's what I think. Well, or that's
oil.
Oil. Did you say you have oil?
Mars oil. Time to get to
about the Iraqi prime minister. Someone tried to drone strike his ass.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Militia group.
Yeah, apparently they a car got hit and only one building actually got hit.
Yeah,
out of the multiple.
It's like one bomb.
If something like that, but I saw photos of cars that were destroyed, and apparently a building had been hit, and the prime minister just basically talking shit and was just being like, "Yeah, you guys didn't kill me, and it's kind of bullshit. You did that."
You want to know? It would have been hilarious if while he was giving that speech, just
yeah,
drone striker, they'd be like, "Oh,
that's not cool."
Easy fucking feed cut.
That would have been quick. I would have been like,
It's like, oh, I see. They didn't fail that time.
No.
Well done.
Got him that time.
Well done.
On target. I've been wanting to do. I want to make a game. I'm gonna learn how to use Unity engine.
You might want to learn some C#.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, C# a fun one to learn.
I'm gonna learn you something, pal. I'm gonna.
Yes.
Give it to you with a right hook.
I don't know about this violence thing.
Do you guys ever just crave cheese?
Oh yeah.
I crave flesh all the time.
What?
Yes.
We were talking about cheese. It was
Oh, sorry, I misheard. I thought you were just pronouncing it weird.
No, we're talking about the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like cheese.
I'll go.
What am I hearing? Fucking hell. Oh no. They have left me. What are your guys' thoughts on the, epidemic that's been going on? Not the virus, rather, but, the drug epidemic that's been going down with the opioids.
Epidemic?
Yeah.
It's been going on for years. It's a product of the war on drugs, is what it is.
Yeah, and the fucking drugs are winning.
Fuck you, Reagan.
So what? Wait.
The needless war on drugs, the opioid, because it's.
Oh, you're talking about the opioids.
Yeah.
People wanted to go to something that's legal, so they ended up getting pain pills are the easiest to get because you can get it from a prescription, and you can get it for basically anything.
Yeah.
That's what people end up getting hooked on.
Uh-huh.
It's stuff from doctors
and usually they have regulations.
Well, they come in and they're like, "I've got back pain." Doctors like, "Oh, I got something."
Yeah. They didn't regulate it.
2 oxys.
They were just like, yeah, he has pain. Fuck it, throw it at him. Just fucking pill bottle in the face.
It's not like a doctor sitting down talking with you, saying okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, blah, blah, blah. I mean they do that, but they need to be more.
I literally walked into my doctor and was like, since I was diagnosed with ADHD at a young age, and I've been Vyvanse, I walked in and I was like, I want to try Adderall. She was like, all right, here you go.
Lol.
It's just
that easy.
What? Okay.
And she's like, yeah, this is a Schedule 1 controlled substance, so we don't just give it out to everybody. I was like, oh, sure you don't.
Oh.
See, it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the fact that the opiums that are being distributed are so addictive and hard to get off of. See, from my understanding of the statistics, right?
Yeah.
Is that 90% of people who go into rehab for heroin and all these other opioid situations, 90% of them relapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the numbers are so high that it kind of makes it hard to get away from it. And that people who are doing, the opioids are likely even sharing them.
Yeah.
So it's just going to continually increase until we find a good solution. Something that will get rid of... I don't think there is a solution, to be honest.
Legalize everything and treat it as it's like these people need help instead of...
Yeah.
Unless you are criminally
where is it that actually does that now?
Somewhere
Sweden?
in Europe.
Somewhere?
Yeah, I think it's Sweden, Norway.
Amsterdam.
I probably sound so uncultured, but I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in Scandinavia. But they actually take people in instead of being a whole interaction with the police and everything. It's hey, come in if you want to be, want to be better.
Clean drugs.
And there's not enough facilities.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have facilities.
There will never be enough to enough of anything. If the
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink.
There's not enough prisons. There's not enough that.
Imagine, right? I'll update Justice when it gets back. But imagine if there were hospital-sized clinics that housed people that needed the help instead of just these small facilities that look like Florida homes.
Mm-hmm.
That would fix a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Not enough rooms is the biggest issue. I hear all the time. I have buddies of mine that are sadly addicted to the opiate, and they say all the time that there's not enough rooms in the clinics. They can't get in because they need to be reserved.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, I've done I've gone through some of that with my brother. Even if the person you get them to a point where they want to do something about it.
Yeah.
There's all these impedances with the process.
Yeah.
You can't actually. Yeah.
And the worst part is that, and this is a common thing, I don't know why I kind of understand. Usually if somebody does get a room, right, and they've got it set up for them, they got to go there a certain day, they often find themselves getting as much of the drug into them as possible before they go in, so they don't feel sick.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because when they do that, sometimes they go overboard and then they overdose and then they just don't show up. They either die or they're passed out somewhere getting help from the ambulances or whoever the fuck is giving them the Narcan or whatever.
Yep.
So it's a big fucking issue there. And I think that the biggest problem, though, when it comes to the addiction situation is that the majority of the US, at least from my understanding, have a huge problem with getting addicted to really anything. It doesn't have to just be heroin. You see people who get addicted to soda all the time. You see people get addicted to the internet, just like us. Fucking everybody has an addiction problem of some sort, and some can cope, some can't. There's
You
not
have
enough
to do
copium.
everything in moderation.
There's not enough copium to go around. So
being addicted to sugar is something that we're introduced to when we're very little, that our bodies aren't even supposed to be able to that don't even process well, all the processed foods, and aren't healthy for us, and we're just given to as babies. Baby formula is not even healthier.
And the reason that we
for
want like
like
sugar
milk.
and stuff is because sweet things in nature are rare, and we want things that are rare.
Yeah, to get you up to date in what I was talking about, I was explaining there's 4 key issues with how people get help with opiate addiction. For one, not enough rooms. You find people all the time saying that they can't get in because they need a reserved room for them, and there's not enough. The second problem is that people who are addicted often share, and it comes more people, as well as the fact that, um, there's so many people that relapse. Third issue is that people often, before they go into these places, if they do have a room, will get as much of the drug into them as possible before they leave, and as a result, they overdose or they don't show up from dying, obviously from the overdose, or they don't go there because they're being hospitalized with Narcan and all that other stuff to get them back on their feet.
And then they're like, "Nah, I'm good."
I honestly forgot what the fourth one was, but it doesn't fucking matter. Those are the 3 big ones.
And it's I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Bad.
I got friends that are terribly bad on opiates.
Yeah,
Specifically,
one of the examples that I brought up, like my brother, like you can't you can't get him into anything because once he does want to do it, like there's such a waiting list.
Yeah.
That like by the time he gets a room, he's like no, fuck that, like
Yeah.
it completely flipped again, like it's
Yeah, it's really a mental. People call it a disease. I call it more of a mental illness, because what it is that these drugs have affected your mind and you become dependent.
There, yeah.
Now that you're dependent of this drug, your mind's constantly telling you that you need something, and as well as another thing about the mental is the main thing that gets people to not want to go is the sickness. Because they know they're going to be sick. They're afraid that they're going to get sick. And that's the reason they continue their addiction. Somebody can want to quit. Like, they can be full on want to quit. But they might change their mind just because they know that they're going to feel really bad off. They're going to be vomiting. They're going to get cramps. They're going to all that stuff.
But I think what's worse is that, like, people that, like, use different drugs as, like, substitutes, like, they just, like, go down, like, the scale of, like,
yeah,
well, this isn't as bad for me.
Yeah.
Knock it down to, like, alcohol. Then like from alcohol they go to like weed. Like I smoke weed, but I smoke it like recreationally. Like I'm like I actually like make sure like and like I make sure like I can like take like a month out and like not or like not smoke or like maybe like 6 months or like even a year. Some
people are using a substance, and when the end, like when you run out of that substance, you're like, "Fuck, damn."
Yeah.
See, that's a bad like you don't need. Yeah.
See, luckily for me, I don't have as much of a addictive attitude, but I also have specifically chosen to do certain drugs that are very hard to get addicted to. Psychedelics, mainly mushrooms, LSD, and things like that. So it's easier for me. And I cannot say that I've ever experienced an addictive situation where I've been dependent on something. So I can't really talk too much about that kind of thing,
Yeah.
Because many people out there are always on the same thing. They say, you have no idea what it's like until it happens. And me, I don't plan on it. I'd prefer not to know.
Yeah.
So,
like drugs. Like that's why I don't take. It's probably why I'll never do coke.
Yeah. See,
Not my
like,
first.
I'm a psychonaut. I've done everything, but I've only ever done anything once. And I have the full on mentality that I'm only ever going to do it once, and that's it. And that's how it's
I've
been.
done that with many things.
Yeah.
Like I tried once. Never
Yeah.
again.
And the thing that's fucked up about opiates, especially, too, is that there's also a tolerance thing. People slowly, because they use it so much, gain a tolerance, and they have to take more. Eventually, it gets to the point where heroin is enough. They need fentanyl now.
It's just a fix.
Yeah, they need things like fentanyl now, which fentanyl is like I think 100 times worse in the sense that you can easily overdose.
It's
Yeah,
more potent.
it's like concentrated essentially. Like
And cartels are using it, and most drug groups are using fentanyl because it's easier to get. It's
Mhm.
not like a situation where you have to import a
you can
certain
make
set
more
of
off of it.
chemicals. You can literally
had-
just buy it.
I've had morphine injected into me in the hospital.
Yeah, morphine will fuck you up.
2 syringes, dude. Just fuck. I was like, oh shit.
I was
Yeah,
put to sleep
thankfully.
whenever I got my wisdom teeth taken out. I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken
Yeah,
out. At the
same. I only
Just
had
fuck-
one tooth though. Thank fuck.
And
Yeah.
dude, even after that one time of morphine, that whole time in the hospital, I was like, I could use some more. I could take it again because my hand also hurt and it took the pain away, but it felt really good.
Let's talk conspiracy here. So, with the fentanyl thing, this is what doesn't make sense to me. Do you think that these companies, these drug companies, are now bigger than the CDC?
Yeah, 100%. And budget wise, yeah.
Not
Yeah,
even
like,
budget wise, but decision wise.
like what do you
No,
mean? Like,
well, yes, in a sense, because since they make more money, the CDC. I don't know if if they have any type of lobbies or
Yeah.
resources to
I feel like
invest
there's
in.
corruption. Because it doesn't make sense. The CDC was well aware of the situation with the
Oh no,
opiate thing well
there's
beforehand.
without a doubt corruption. Like in the American Health Administration or whatever,
Yeah.
they don't. If somebody went in there and asked,
insurance
they were
companies are like gouging people, like, so that's just
Well-
like the start of it, like just like
Yeah,
at
in the
face
hospital.
value, you know.
yeah, at hospitals, like an IV bag can cost $1, but they're charging $15 for it on your fucking bill.
Yeah,
But
so
I
there's
can see
something
it.
wrong with that.
I can literally see somebody like a big, pharmaceutical company going up to the CDC and be like, "Hey, man, how's about $50,000 and you let me get by with this?"
Dude, if you go to the American Health Organization, this guy went in and asked why they don't say that if you just eat like a green, like natural diet, healthy natural diet, it can cure diabetes. Like it can completely
Yeah.
cure
Yeah.
diabetes at some stages and like
Eat-
cure some heart
I
diseases.
believe
And the dude
like
was like, "Sorry, you're gonna have to leave."
Okay.
most like I've known a lot of different people like that eat a lot of different ways, and like most of the time the people who eat like they like if they were like living out in like a cabin or something, like that's like the way like you should eat. Like
Yeah.
eat meat very like
Rarely,
weekly
once or
maybe.
I would say like
Yeah.
once 1 to 3 times a month.
Oh, as a heads up, we're doing a 30-minute podcast. So that's how long. Yeah, because I'm not going to have enough space right now.
All right.
Next time, though, we'll do it longer.
Yeah. This will be a good like, give them a teaser.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've got our cameras now, and like that's a little upgrade. And
Yeah.
I'm not on shitty mic now.
I just look more set up now.
Yeah, me, I'm still about the same, maybe a little less. I don't have that camera anymore.
I'm holding my mic, but I mean that's not it's not that bad.
It's not
Oh.
that bad.
I guess would be a good time since we're near the end of the podcast. I want to tell some things about how my life is going because people often don't have no idea. My life's fucking all crazy.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
I've just about completely stopped crime. For one,
Sad.
I don't have much money now because of it, but that's okay. I'm
Yeah.
steadily working my way through college to get my PhD in cybersecurity and infosec. And once I get all that done, I'll have a job going, all that shit. But right now, I'm so much. To give you an idea, the poverty scale. Do you guys hear about this? The poverty scale. There's a certain thing that tells you how much money you have to make a month or a year, however much, to determine if you're in poverty.
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw this. I witnessed it somewhere, but there's a scale, and I had it on the third one, like 3 people in a house. It went up $2,000. like this year, it's $2,000 more a month for you to be. So like 2,000 was around the scale for someone who's in poverty.
So
who-
$2,000 less
So you need to be making
to be
4,000
below
a
the
month?
line.
Yeah. And now it's 4,000. So now, if you're making less than 4,000, you have 3 people in your household, you're considered in poverty. Which means that I am about half that. I make about 2,000 a month.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but when you consider the fact that I'm in debt to the people who own my current where I'm living, like the space and the actual thing, I probably get to spend $500 or less every month on myself. Yeah, it's all right though. I can manage. Like I've said, I've been homeless before. I don't know if anybody knew this. I've been homeless, and I survived fine. I could do it again, no problem. Maybe
you
not during
couldn't.
COVID, but I don't want to.
No, you couldn't. I dare you. I dare you.
Yeah, just start right outside and just leave it behind.
I bet the dude to your house. It's like you go outside and just blast you with a shotgun. It's like, survive.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I guess that's the end of the podcast. We talked about a lot of fucking topics. Next time we'll have more to talk about, I'm sure. Like right now, we only had 2 topics that we had on mine, but be prepared for that content. All right.